Remember that moment of your life when all you cared about was validation from other people? That time is over. It's time to have confidence of your own. It's time to start trusting your own inner voice. Literally, why wouldn't you trust your own inner voice? If you're not validating yourself, you are telling yourself that your opinion doesn't matter. You don't trust your own opinion. Why should anyone trust your own opinion when you don't think yours is good enough? Where you look for validation shows how confident you are and how much you believe in yourself and how much you think your self worth is. And when you don't have validation for yourself, you can tell. You have an air of desperation. It sucks, but like you really do, it gives desperate. Not only that, but it encourages you to be less genuine of a human being. When you aren't able to stand in your own power and understand what motivates you, you will bend to whoever's in front of you because you are going to do whatever you can to get that validation, to get that confidence, to feel good about yourself. But that also means that you're going to be less genuine of a person. If you don't know who you are, why you act the way you do, people are going to trust you less. Your relationships are now a need to comfort your ego, a cop out for when you didn't discipline yourself, or confusion on how you even see yourself. This means you're operating out of a scarcity mindset. You're not able to welcome abundance energy after that point because you're operating out of scarcity. You are clinging on to absolutely everything in front of you because you don't trust when it comes from yourself. You need to be able to validate yourself and operate out of a place of self so that your relationships mean more, you feel more valid, and also then you're not putting your destiny in the palm of whoever's hands because you are true to yourself and yourself first and foremost. And that will allow you to be confident, that will allow you to be the best version of yourself. You will have confidence that you never thought was possible. Validation isn't something that you can just acquire. Confidence isn't something that you can pick off the street. It's not something that you can buy. You earn validation and confidence from how you show up for yourself. How much do you uphold your own word? How disciplined are you? How are you going to become the future best version of yourself while also loving your present self and being able to be present? So you're going to have to start from the basics. You're going to have to go down to your cores, your beliefs, your moral set. What are your non negotiables? What are your core values as a human being? What do you know and hold to be true in your heart more than anything else? If you don't know that, what will you never do? What is beneath you? What will you never, ever, ever stoop low to for the rest of your life? And then the opposite is a standard for yourself. Start by answering those basic questions so they become building blocks and everything else that you just add on top of it. Start by being a good human being and knowing who you are at your absolute core, most basic sense. That way you can be better and you're going to care about yourself because you put all this effort and work into your present self. You are going to know that your future self will be enlightened and amazing and better off because of the actions that you're doing now. You trust in that. You are able to validate yourself in that, and that will give you confidence. What is your purpose? Who are you? What are you going to do in your life? What do you need to accomplish to give yourself permission to be happy? What do you want to welcome into your life, and what are you doing to attract that? What efforts are you taking every single day for your goals? Do you even have goals? You want people to care for you, you want people to give you attention and all these things. Who are you? Why should they? Do you even give that to yourself? People who know how to take care of themselves want to be around other people who want to take care of themselves. If they look at you and tell that you don't care about yourself, you don't follow up on your word, you're not disciplined, you don't take time to know who you really are as a human being, you're always looking for validation from other people, why would they want to be with you? Why would they want to spend their time with you? What benefit do you give them? Who are you? Are you even a good person? You want to be rich? How are you changing your spending habits to earn more money? How are you being more financially literate? What are you doing with the way that you spend your money? Are you changing anything at all? Or are you just hoping that one day you're going to be rich? You want to be beautiful? You want to feel beautiful? Stop waiting for someone else to tell you it before you believe it. You need to tell yourself. You need to look at yourself. You need to validate yourself. Say, I am beautiful. I emanate beauty. I am the standard of beauty. Been thousands of different people and situations for you to come exactly the way that you are, and it's not good enough for you, but you expect it to be good enough from someone else. No one is going to come and save you. No one cares enough to come and save you. Why would you ever let someone else validate your existence? Why would you ever care what someone else who has never walked a day in your shoes, who has never been through the life that you've had, who never had to deal with the problems that you had to deal with in the way that you had to deal with them? Stop waiting for their approval. And sometimes, honey, it's hard. It's okay if you don't know everything at day one, but you need to make it your personal mission to do everything in your power to learn that, to become that, to give yourself that self-confidence. Rome wasn't built in a day, but you need to make that 100% commitment to yourself, and you need to stick to it. And I'm saying it with all this energy because it's really important. If you have the power to learn this now, rather than at the end of your life or in the near end of it, you will be able to do so much more for yourself. You will be able to give yourself the gift of whatever you want, of now that you have the power of intentions, now that you have the power of knowing, now that you have the power of being able to put aside your fears and put aside your worries and put aside your worries about people not liking you and do what you want to do. But it also makes sense that we do this, right? It makes sense that we worry and we care about what other people think, because I'm sure you've had people not like you in the past. It doesn't feel good, and it doesn't feel good for a reason. We are group and community-based creatures. We are here to experience life, but also each other, and we're able to inspire each other and communicate. But back then, if we didn't meet the standard, we got kicked out, and then we just died. Your physical survival was based on blending in, and a lot of people are raised like that today. A lot of people grew up in environments where their needs were not met unless they did XYZ, unless they cared about the opinion of the person taking care of them. It makes sense that you care, but it's also not that time anymore. It's not. You can give yourself everything that you need, or you can create the steps to get you there. You are no longer a child. Are no longer a child. You are able to grow and make decisions for yourself. But it makes sense that you think that way. And when we try to fight things and we feel bad about them, and we just tend to avoid them, and then we avoid the whole subject altogether. Learn how to operate out of a place of compassion. Learn how to operate out of a place of love. When you're feeling those big moments of struggle and you're like, oh, why am I looking for the validation of this? Why am I seeking for this? It's probably a behavior that benefited you in the past. It's probably a behavior that gave you safety or advantages in the past. It's something that helped you, but it's not helping you anymore. That's over. It's old news. It's gross. And you can do that cycle for the rest of your life. You can. You can actually, and you actually can. And people actually do. And then they just never achieve what they want to do. And then they have this feeling of emptiness because they never took the time to delve in deep, to look at themselves without the opinions of other people. You can become so much stronger once you're able to do that for yourself. It makes sense why you learn these behaviors, and it makes sense why you still want to do them. But it's obviously not serving you anymore. It's time to get over it. It's time to let that version of yourself die and welcome in your new era of self-discipline, of confidence, of being able to validate yourself. If you want to be more confident than you've ever been, if you want to do things that you've never been able to do and feel things you've never been able to feel, you're going to have to do things that you've never done. You're going to have to think differently than you've ever thought before. And you're going to have to put yourself in situations where you're uncomfortable because you're growing. And growth is uncomfortable because you've never been there before. Your perception is your reality. The first time I heard that, it hit me like a truck, and I didn't even know what that meant. And I have learned many different versions of that over the years. But basically, what you see, what you feel inclined to believe, what you want to be true, how you see things, what your perspective is your reality. That is what you experience. What you see, even if it's not truly what is what you know to be true. It is your universe. And that being said, how you see things directly impacts the world that you live in. As far as you're concerned, this is your world and everyone else is just living it. And that's not to say to have a sense of ownership or dominance or territory, but that also just means that everyone else's existence is based on their own perception. Two people can watch the same exact thing that happened and have entirely different stories, what their thought processes were and what their experience made that experience for them. That is how they perceived the situation. That is now the story. And those people can go tell other people their different stories and they will believe it to be true because they are hearing the information of how the story was told to them, and therefore that is the reality. Basically, you need to figure out your perception. You need to figure out what you are looking for and what you are going to attract into your life. You will stop seeking validation from others when you're confident in yourself. And you will feel confident in yourself when you show up for yourself and you achieve your goals. How do you need to change how you see the world to overall benefit yourself? The version of you that exists in other people's heads is none of your business. That isn't you. They are just seeing a window through a small portion of your life. You can think that you have an entirely different motive and convince themselves that you have that motive. And let them think that. Let people think you're stupid. Let people think you're dumb. Let people think less of you. Who cares? They're going to think less of you no matter what. If they want to, their perception will become their reality. It doesn't have to make sense. They will pick it up and it will be true for them. You can operate out of a place of yourself, and you can operate knowing that you are doing everything to the best of your abilities, you're adhering to your core set of values. As long as you're doing that, as long as you're doing your personal best, that is all that matters. And if you weren't able to show up for yourself, learn how to forgive yourself. Learn how to know, that wasn't the best decision, but I thought that was the best decision at the time. Have your own back, because you need to have your back more than anyone else's. The people that agree with you and see things how you truly see them and perceive things the way you do will be drawn to you. Those are the people that you'll have in your life. And if you aren't operating out of a place of self and you are looking for validation from others, you're going to attract people who think the way that you're projecting. That's not you. When you allow others to validate your actions or existence, you're operating out of their standards, out of their morals, out of their values of things that they've gone through. Remove your standards from the equation altogether. You can allow others to guide you and add value to your life, but you should come back to yourself at the end of the day. Your word should be your law. Others can guide you and add to your life, but at the end of the day, your voice should be more important than anyone else's. They should be adding new perspectives, giving you different ways to see things and different things to take in, but they should not be your core validation. Getting other people's opinions should allow you to be more open-minded and to be wiser, and not because you don't trust yourself and you're directionless. This is your reality. Don't judge it based on other people's perceptions. Eliminate the idea that anyone can change your reality but yourself. What is your innermost voice saying, and where does that come from? Are you in alignment with your highest self? Are you in alignment with your goals? Do your actions follow the behavior of what you say that you're doing? If you want to be the main character, it's time to start seeing your life as a movie. It's time to start understanding what your main quest is. Everything up until now, everything in your past has gotten you to exactly where you're supposed to be. This is your moment of self-actualization. This is your moment of figuring out who you are and what you're going to do. And then you're going to do it. And then you're going to figure out, what actions can I take every single day to show up for myself more? How can I learn to deepen that trust with myself? And how can I build that relationship with myself as if it was another human being? The commercial break is over. This is your time to figure it out. It is now time to be intentional. Remember that you are your own witness. It's another phrase that changed my life. I am my own witness. You don't have to vent to people. You can just let it go. You don't need someone else to back you up. You can just be right. No one else has to believe you. No one else has to have any opinion on the situation. You are your own witness, and that is enough. And that's all it has to be. You trust yourself. You understand where you come from, and you understand who you are. Take pride in that. Take pride in your words, take pride in your decisions, and take pride in the journey of falling in love with yourself and try to deepen that connection with yourself every single day. Now time to deepen that connection with yourself and learn how to cultivate all the love and kindness so you can do the best for yourself for the rest of your life. You have all the power to be confident. You have all the power in the world. You have everything that you need for success. You can be right. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You can simply just be right. If you guys are still watching, thanks for listening to the video. Thanks for showing up for yourself. And thanks for taking the steps to be confident. This is the moment. This can very easily be your turning point, and you have everything in the power to do it. I hope you have a great day. You're hot, you're wonderful, you're smart, and everything that you need to be. Mwah. Have a great day. Mwah.